6 hours on, and these little eggs aren't going anywhere, and I've just realised that that one is actually the wrong way up, and he looks very, very wet, and he looks like he might be bleeding out, so I'm going to have to release that one, I think. He's not going anywhere, not doing anything. He's taking a bit more of the shell off, but it's in the same place, he's not moving around, there's no crack anywhere else, so I think that one's wet and stuck. So that one doesn't look very good at all. And that one's just made a bit of a hole in the top there. But these two aren't doing anything. But that one's a worry. A great worry, so I'll get him out and have just a little bit of a peek to see what's going on. And that one too, in a minute. Oh, what fun, what joys. I know the storm isn't going to hit. It's gone away, so great. Well, this is quite amazing. This little chick there has started to move round the egg. He's moved, I don't know, half an inch round, so I think we might be alright with that one. I'm not going to touch him. I'll let him do his thing. This one, of course, might not have wanted to have pipped at all. As he's the wrong end of the egg, it may be that he just moved and his beak went through the shell. Although he is moving still, so, but his beak doesn't appear to be going any further round, but he has made a couple of cracks. So it was only about an hour or so ago I had a look, and he wasn't doing anything, this one there, and that one certainly wasn't, but he does look as if he's bled a bit there, so he might not be too strong if he does manage to hatch himself, but I'll certainly keep a very strong eye on him. And that one has made a few more cracks, and looks as if he's progressing now too, so I'm amazed, I'm absolutely amazed. So perhaps if they do hatch on their own, 58%, or anything between 52 and 58% humidity for 2 weeks of their incubation. There's only the first week that they had proper humidity at about 45, 47. Perhaps it doesn't hurt them. It'd be very, very interesting to see if I do have to intervene, which I'm really hoping I don't, because then that puts all the textbooks and what humidity you have to have them at out the window, doesn't it? 52 to 58% humidity for 2 weeks, the last 2 weeks of their incubation they had, and if they hatch on their own, then as I say, that puts all the textbooks and all the powers that be at the window. Well, probably not, but it'll just prove another point that it doesn't have to be between 45 and 47% for chickens. Well, 40 to 45 I think they say for chickens. There we are. So he's doing well. Real pleased about that. Super. Just wish it would rain. Well, he's progressing beautifully. He's now, I suppose, just under halfway round, just under halfway round. He's doing really very well. I am really, really, really pleased about that. He's not going anywhere else, neither is the other one, but that one is doing really well. He's chirping away there like Billy-O, and we have another one pipped. That one has pipped. Brilliant. Near the right end of the, yes, I've got the fat ends this way. That one isn't doing anything now, and yet that was the one that seemed to be more alive than any of the others, but I suppose it might be the pipping underneath. I can't see this. But no, he's doing brilliantly, and that's what, 20 minutes later, so really, really good, brilliant. And we might actually be getting a storm. I'll just put the animals all back out again so you can guarantee, hopefully, the heavens will open. Doesn't matter me dashing back out there to put them all back in again. But he's doing real well. Come back and check in a few seconds, or a few minutes. And he's going for it. I must admit, I really have missed watching these babies hatch. Although it's been very exciting hatching all those guineas under the turkeys, to watch each one come out in the hatcher regardless of how many hours I have to stay up, say sometimes 24 hours for 3 or 4 days, as I do watch every single one hatch, just in case I have to help out or intervene. Come on, baby, push. And considering, as I say, the humidity in here was between 52 and 58 for 2 weeks of their incubation, he doesn't look that wet at all. So either the sensor on the humidity in this incubator is wrong, or it doesn't much matter. Well, no, I suppose he is a bit wet. Yeah, you can see inside the shell there, it's quite wet. Yes, he is quite wet. Okay, I'll take it back, but he wasn't too wet to hatch. Although he's got his head stuck. Come on, baby, push. Push, push. Get your head out, lover, get your head out, please. Let's see you. Let's hit the... Oh, bless you, little cotton socks. No, I really have missed this. Watching these little ones come out. Change the position of the light. Oh no, you're going to come over there. I'll just put you there. I'll put it there. Where do I put it? I don't know. That's not to blind you. Put it there. No, that's no good either. There. There. No, you can't see. Put it there. Diffuse that bit. There we are. Come on, baby. I hope your feet are going to straighten up. Doesn't matter if they don't, we can deal with that. Oh, look at him, bless him. He's quite weak though, looks like he's a bit stuck to the top of the shell there. But being this incubator, I can't just get my head in, for heaven's sake. Get my hand in and relieve him from that shell without throwing out all the humidity and letting the, well, it's not cold air, but letting a different temperature air in. He is a bit stuck up. So the others are going to have problems then, maybe. Well, that one seems to be rebelling. I don't want that one really going that way, just in case. Straighten him up. Bless him. Oh well, we'll leave him in peace. See if he can get rid of that off of his head. If not, I'll have to try and do something. Put a towel over the incubator or something and just film away. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that, so as not to let the temperature change too much. Okay. Little person's doing quite well. That one's progressing. The egg here, you can't really see, I don't want to blind the chick. The one that's piffing the wrong end seems to be doing something, but not a lot. And that one's not going anywhere. The chick's doing quite well. I'm quite pleased about that. Sorry, little one, didn't mean to blind you. So I don't quite know what to do with one going the wrong end. Think about that. I think chick's feet aren't too bad either. I think they're reasonable. But he's strong. That's good. And the storm. Oh, turn this torch off. It's going to hit. The dogs are telling me it is. They're so hot. Look at the state of these poor little devils. They suddenly lost all their coat. And it all matted up. I've spent the last 3 or 4 days plucking them. He's still losing his coat. Uni May there, she's okay. But because it matted so violently, so quickly, because it all fell out so quickly, they sweated up under it and they've got all these sores on their skin. Absolutely awful. I'm spraying them with lemon juice and tea tree. But I think this might hit. I've got the animals in again for the 4th time. Well, not the animals, the babies. I'm about to go and get me baby turkeys in and whatnot. There was a lot of thunder, a lot of lightning. Seems to be blowing over a little, but there is another system coming from that way, which is where we always get it. But it seems to see this place here and goes, oh, no way am I going there, and then disappears. But this time I'm hopeful. The dogs are telling me that something's about to happen. Especially him, he doesn't like storms. He's following me around like a lost acid drop, but yeah, where you been laying? Yeah, I know you're all itchy. So now to go and get me baby turkeys in. I've got little first hatched out of the incubator because I want to try and deal with the one that's hatching the wrong end of the egg. Breathing doesn't seem to be too brilliant on this one. Might have the lamp a bit low as well, might be a bit warm. Got the dog in there to keep him company for the minute. Well, not the dog, but the fluffy toy to keep him company. His feet are fine. He hasn't suffered at all. So, oh, good hatch. A little bit wet, but not too bad. So now we see about the other poor little thing. Now this one I don't think pipped by mistake, just by moving around and collapse the egg, as I say, by mistake, or collapse the egg, hold the egg by mistake, because it has, although it hasn't moved around a lot, it has made more of an impression there and at the top there, but it is losing some blood, so I think it's probably absorbed most of the yolk, but I'm going to take him out and have a check anyway to make sure that I can't see any yolk. But you can generally tell when they're going to hatch the wrong end of the egg, because the air pocket at the top of the egg, the widest part of the egg, doesn't diminish, it stays the same. It stays the same as what it stays the same stage as what it's at about a week of incubation. It doesn't decrease from that. So you can generally tell when they're going to be the wrong way up, when they're going to try and hatch the wrong way up. But I'll take him into my utility room where it's dark and have a look at the air pocket end to see if I can see through to him, in which case that means that there's possibly yolk still to be absorbed before I attempt to open him up a bit more and have a look. But I must admit I don't like those blood stains. That's a bit concerning. But let's see, he's moving his mouth as he would do if he wants to hatch, so I don't think he broke the egg by mistake. I've had one before that moved around, was at the wrong end of the egg and made a hole in it, broke through, and then when a few others hatched, rolled the egg over and all the fluid within the egg was coming out of the pip hole. I couldn't seal it with anything because the hole was too big, so I kept him in a bit of an egg box, a section of egg box, and kept him the right way up, left him for a day, 24 hours, and then had a look at him after that, and he had absorbed some of the yolk, but then decided he was going to try and hatch, and hatched himself out, but still had, I suppose, half a teaspoonful of yolk to be absorbed. So no matter what I did, he died anyway. What I try to do is I tie it off like with an umbilical cord. I tie one end, tie the other end, and then cut in the middle. He was okay for about 3 or 4 days, but very, very small, very undernourished, and no matter what I did, he just died. So he wasn't meant to be. But this little one, I don't know, I'm holding out 100% hope for him. So we'll have a look, and I'll open him up a bit if everything looks to be okay, and see if he can't progress a bit more.